Hi guys, Alex here. Welcome back to Girl Talk. I've got a little bit of mess and a little bit of drama today for you guys. The other day I was scrolling through Twitter when I came across this post by Daily Loud that says plus-sized traveler demands free seats, better accommodations on airlines. And I saw this photo and I knew exactly who this was. This is J Bay Productions. This post from her TikTok has sparked such a huge discussion all around different corners of the internet, so I thought we would go ahead and talk about that today. She was getting absolutely destroyed in the comment section. Let's just get right into it. I mean, shall we? I first came across J-Bay on YouTube Shorts a couple of months back. She focuses mostly on plus-size traveling. She is always talking about Southwest Airlines and raving about their customer of size policy. What this policy entails is that obese customers should purchase 2 seats ahead of time, and then at a later date, you can actually request a refund for this extra seat, regardless of whether the plane was full or not. I mean, you have a responsibility. If you know you're going to take up 2 seats, you should go ahead and buy those 2 seats. Nobody wants to be brushed up against a stranger for the whole flight. And it is just fair. If you purchase that seat, you deserve 100% of the seat. So this policy kind of lessens the likelihood that there's going to be one of those situations on the plane where there may not be enough room for you or somebody else. I have seen that typically when Jalen travels, she travels with her partner and they actually buy the full row of seats. So what did Jalen say to get the internet in a frenzy? Let's go ahead and take a look at this TikTok.
So you want to hear my hot take on plus size travel?
No.
And why I think every plus size traveler should get a free second and even third seat on an airplane? Then you better keep watching and sign my petition to make some real change. Let's just state facts. Plus size travelers need more space. And many people agree that plane seats are too small, even for the average size person. As a plus size traveler myself, I know how uncomfortable and unsafe it can be to squeeze into a tiny airplane seat. We are not asking for special treatment or luxury accommodations.
Luxury accommodations? No, ma'am. This is Spirit. Special treatment? I mean, yeah, because you're getting all of that space for free. It's getting reimbursed while everyone else is packed in like sardines.
We simply want enough space to travel comfortably and safely without fear of being discriminated against because of our size. It's truly that simple. If you agree that every traveler deserves to fly comfortably and without fear of discrimination, then go ahead and please sign my petition and share it with everybody that you know. Let's work together to make air travel more inclusive and accommodating for everyone.
Many of the main arguments against what Jalen has to say is that offering these seats, or instead of 3 seats a row, having 2 seats a row, what is going to happen is that they are simply just going to raise the price for everybody. I mean, we know how these things work. Capitalism. I have seen various articles of people complaining about how they continue to take away room so that they can add as many seats as possible. So I do know that many airlines offer like first class, or if you are flying Spirit, they have the big seats. You know you're balling when you got that Spirit big seat. I do think that that's a pretty solid way to go. Maybe in the front of the plane, have a couple of rows that are just 2 seats instead of 3. And that way there are accommodations for people that need it. And even though it is a little bit more money for these bigger seats, I do think that that's fair. I do find it particularly sad that this woman is only 26 years old and she's already on oxygen. She'd rather have the world change to accommodate her instead of maybe changing her own habits to live a healthier, happier life. The entitlement is real. So like I said, Jalen has received a lot of criticism, a lot of pushback for this TikTok and change.org petition. And despite how viral this post has been, her petition only has 6,895 signatures. It has been seen millions of times, but you can tell that most people don't agree with this. So in her change.org petition, Jalen actually talks about an uncomfortable experience her and her fiance had on a recent flight, and her fiance was actually subjected to hateful comments, disapproving looks, and even refusal to sit next to them. So I do have to wonder if there is something more to this story, like the person refusing to sit next to them in particular was her partner taking up a third of that seat, and that person was having a fit because they paid for the full seat. Now, on the other hand, I don't agree with hateful comments, but I just feel like there's something that she's leaving out of this. And she also talks about how she was forced to sit in one seat with immovable armrests. And unfortunately, when you do get to that size, she probably should have made a couple of phone calls to figure out whether this plane did have these types of seats. I mean, she is known to do research on this kind of thing, so I'm kind of surprised that she found herself in this situation. She states all plus-size passengers should be provided with an extra free seat, or even 2 or 3 extra seats, depending on their size, to accommodate their needs and ensure their comfort during the flight. And this is where I have to agree with the people in the comments section. If they were to implement a policy like that, it would only drive up the price of all of the other seats. So while you're taking up 3 whole seats, we're stuck with this tiny little space, and it is uncomfortable. I'm not saying that it isn't. She also says, we are also calling on the FAA to mandate that all new airplanes have at least 1 wheelchair accessible restroom. I can't say that I disagree with that. I think that they should have a wheelchair accessible bathroom. So I wanted to include like 2 different sides of this debate, but to be honest, I can't really find anyone that is agreeing with her. But I did see some overweight people actually disagreeing with what she had to say, so I wanted to include that. I don't know, I was almost 300 pounds at 5'4". I never thought someone should have to accommodate me because of something I was actively choosing not to change. As someone overweight, that is an asinine thing to demand. That's like tall people demanding doors everywhere be taller, except of course they can't control being tall at all. But us overweight people, largely not everyone, can control being overweight, I should know. I do think that at the end of the day, like, it is all about the money, and nothing in this life is free. I mean, if she wants to pay for 1 seat, she's gonna have to lose weight. And if they were to offer these free seats or bigger seats, they would just increase the price of the ticket to offset the cost, and then everybody would be stuck paying for that. I do think a good compromise is having like a few seats that are larger just to accommodate everyone, and especially having accommodations for people who are disabled. So have you guys been following J-Bay on TikTok or here on YouTube, and what are your guys' thoughts? I would love to know. I'm actually happy for her that she is traveling and seeing the world and she doesn't let her weight hold her back. But she can't expect other people to be happy and essentially be punished with higher prices because she can't get it together. I noticed kind of a pattern on her TikToks where she complains about the extra steps and things that she has to do to accommodate her weight, and yet she makes no plans or even mentions the possibility of perhaps getting healthier. Like, that is her last option. She doesn't want to take it. She wants everything to accommodate for her while she's not willing to sacrifice her meal portions. Let's be real here. Did you see all of this drama kicking off? And what do you think about giving free seats to plus size passengers? All right, you guys, so that's going to be it for today's video. And I will, of course, catch you guys in the next one. All right, bye, guys.